Yeah, if anybody's in here with me, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out the software right now, but you can always put questions in. I'm just watching the market today. Huh. Good morning. What's happening? Yeah, it's me and you in here. So I'm messing around, just trying to figure things out. I don't know if you guys watched any of my videos that I've posted, or just kind of I don't really watch live streams. I watch Trey. I've watched Trey before, but I can't watch all the technical analysis, like all the lines and stuff. That drive me nuts. I mean, I know how to do all that, but that's like for me, that's just like a variable. I don't know how you guys trade or if you're learning. I mean, if you don't know much about me, I've been trading for like 6 years. I do it full time. Um, but it's been a challenge the past couple months. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, please, if you have any questions or want to talk about something, let's talk. I mean, right now I'm in AMC GME. I'm all in, man, and just kind of doing something probably against my rules of trading is holding, but I don't really see much of a choice, especially in the market that we're in right now. It's wild. So I knew that there was corruption in the market, but I never knew it was this bad. I thought maybe the SEC would do something about what's going on with us, but it's not. So yeah, I would love to hear anything you might know about FTDs and how they are covering without price moves. I know, and that's the funny thing too. So it's so easy to sit there and go, oh, crime. That's the funny thing is that makes you an expert if you give that answer. But what I've been reading is I think Adam Aaron has really thrown the SEC and even these hedge funds a curveball with this preferred equity stock because nobody really knows what it is. But I guess I think we should go backwards. This is how I view it. I think we have to go backwards because I think what he's doing now when he released he got his 8K form. That's what the 8K is. It's a form. So put the form out to say he was going to sell these shares through Citigroup, which I think is awesome because it got away from computer share. Now, in my experience and what I've seen, when people are doing this, they either go through computer share and distribute it for sale. But I think he's trying to get away from them because I think there's some. I got to watch my language. So I told myself I wasn't going to be the guy on YouTube who curses. But the screwing around that they do, and when they distribute these shares and then they don't get to the people. Long story short, I think when he's releasing these shares, I think the brokerages are going to buy these shares and give them to the people internationally that need them. And before he can make any real move, because imagine, I have my ape, right? I have my ape. So I'm just like everybody else. Well, that sucks. It's just like, it's like when somebody like passes away, you're like, oh, that sucks. Right. But if you don't know them, it doesn't hit you to the core. If I didn't have my ape right now, I'd be freaking the frig out. Like I'd be going nuts. So if we get everybody their ape, I feel like then they can. So Derek, you're asking me 400 million new ape won't cover the. Yeah, exactly. When you say they, you mean the other side, the enemy, the Darth Vader, or Miami Darth Vader. I would call him Miami Boy because I'm not going to get sued for like defamation. Not that anybody's really like ready to sue me, but let's just say, I mean, you can never be too careful with these people. They're evil. But so to get onto your point, I'm going to make my point, and then I'm going to answer your thing. Because I agree with you, the 400 million new ape won't cover the 20 billion they need, and you're so right. And I'm going to get into that. And if you watch one of my videos, I think I kind of discussed that. And listen, I'm no expert. I'm obsessed. Like I'm so into this, like it's wild. But this is what a live stream is. You're going to get my ADHD. I'm going to be bouncing all over topic to topic. It's like following a mind map. So my point is if the international shareholders get the stuff they need, and everybody gets their ape and everybody is now whole, I feel like then he can make moves. And honestly, if I'm at a man right now, I'm picking up the phone and being like, yeah, you're on a conference call with me and my lawyer, and we got you. We got you. So what do you want us to do? And I feel like Ryan Cohen is in the same boat. And I'm not. I own AMC and GME. I'm not doing this whole like they're against us kind of crap because that's bull. It's two stocks. We're all in the stock market. I mean, even if followed whose advice and bought GTI and made some money, freaking awesome, man. Like, what are you gonna do with that money now? Like, I don't know. For me right now, I'd sit on it. If I wasn't in AMC and GME right now, I'd be in cash. So, and people are like, well, you're still invested. I'm like, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like, when I look at the environment that we're in, I'm like, I shorted the market when I bought AMC and GameStop because even a year ago, I thought I'm just surprised we've lasted this long, but I think we really are in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to go to Derek's question. He's like, 400 million new ape won't cover the 20 billion they need. Exactly. So my thing is just like, I'm impatient, and people are like, well, you got to be patient. We have to trust the CEO. Like, dude, we've been in this for 2 freaking years. Like, how much patience do we need? I'm on the same boat with Ryan Cohen. I think he's ghosted everybody because somebody sort of kind of accused him of that killing that Bed Bath and Beyond CFO or somehow associated him with that, which is total nonsense. I mean, this guy loves like dogs and cats and birds. I really doubt he's a murderer. I mean, like just the conspiracies and the stuff that the news puts out to, these guys are just desperate. It's just a pure sign of desperation. But I hope, to be honest with you, like I'm not trying to like kill some Moas squeeze, but Adam Aaron's going to sell his ape when it gets in the $10, $15 range, I think, 20, 30. I hope I wanted him to stay till 30 and then drop it and pay off all that debt. Because even if he sold every single one of them, in the short term, he makes AMC strong. If he does it smart, which he's going to do, because he's not going to kill the company, the smart dilution is to just sell off what you need to sell off to the people that need it. Like we're going to buy it, but the people that desperately need it, the enemy really needs those shares. And I'm hoping he has a buyer. And let's be honest, like people are like, oh, well, he can't sell them at $4. Well, I thought about that, and I don't know how you guys feel. Yeah, Greg, I'm with you on that one, dude. It will be. I used to go on Stock Twits, and it wasn't under the Stock Mafia name, but and it was under my business name, and I was like, I just write jump. But this, and I was like, I gotta stop doing that. That's not nice. I just get pissed off, man. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. Like, God damn it, I'm pissed off. Like, talk about like nobody gets it. That's the whole thing. Is like, and that's kind of why I'm here. Is like, I need you guys as much as you might need to hear it from somebody else. I don't think specifically you need me. I just think it's good to hear from somebody, and I'm not leaving. I'm not afraid. Like that's the one thing. I'm probably like a little combination of Trey and Lou. I see myself in between. I'm kind of I don't know. I'm from the Northeast, so I live outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I'm used to dealing with the New York crowd. And if you're you're in New York, awesome. It's not New York. It's that tough guy Bronx stuff. It's like, dude, like just relax. Like you're over 40 years old, like myself. Like you're not beating anybody up. And if you are, what the hell's wrong with you? I got no time for that. When I was 20, I was ready to get in a fight, but not when I was over 40. It's stupid. All right. So, yes, yes, all shorts prior to 8-018 for sure. So getting back to covering the FTDs, I just think that once everybody's made whole internationally, I think then he can start making moves because other than that, like it's kind of, can you imagine like Ape runs to, let's say Ape ran to $50 today or tomorrow, something like that. And I don't even have the market up. My stream closed it. But let's say it does that. If you don't have your Ape, I think you're calling your lawyer. So let's see. Damn. Well, AMC trading sideways. There's like 4 cents down. Sorry. Um, yeah. So I just think once everybody's hold, and then they can make some moves on covering these FTDs because there's so many laws saying, oh, well, this is the and if you watch my videos, I'm like I said, the KISS method. Keep it stupid simple or keep it simple stupid, whatever. But just like I don't need to know 1040 A, B, Z. I need to know, oh, they need to cover in 30 days, and this is the law. Okay. Well, it's 30, you hear 30, it's 60, it's 90. Then you hear they can delist it. Well, they can't because it's a preferred equity. There's so many things going around that, to be honest with you, I personally think they just make those laws confusing. All right, all right, Greg, Cape May, yeah. I used to go to Ocean City a lot with my family. I used to own a house there. Then I got divorced. Now I'm remarried. See, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I've had jobs, lost jobs. I was a school teacher for 10 or 11 years. That's why I feel like I would be good at this, just because I'm used to communicating. It's probably my best skill is just probably standing in front of people and talking and being mildly entertaining, or at least I think I'm entertaining. And that's the key to someone getting in front of a lot of people. You have to actually think people actually want to hear from you, even though it might not be true. So I'm looking at Greg said, yeah, I have been holding AMC since 20. Yeah, me too. I bought my first, and I'm not in this account. I'm not in this anymore, but I bought 13 shares on Webull in January of 2021. Yeah, January 21 when this all started. My son came up from the basement. He goes, Dad, you hear about this GameStop thing? I said, you know what? I said, it's funny. I was on Stock Twist and everybody was talking about GameStop, and I'm like, GameStop? Like, are they still in business? And that was it. That was it. I dove into my phone and I started reading. I was like, holy crap. And then I got into the short interest part of it. And I'm a swing trader. And I'll be honest with you, I'll make a video eventually. I don't feel like anybody wants to watch it at this time. But I look at I don't buy a stock that I'm not gonna hold forever. And I don't hold it forever, if you understand what I'm saying. I use the example of Under Armour. So if I bought Under Armour today, I don't even have it on my chart today. Yeah, I do. It's 801. So if I bought Under Armour today, and I bought it $8, I desperately wanted to buy it. If I bought, say, 500 shares of it, and it jumped up 50 cents today, I would sell it. That's just how I do things. So I'm turning on my other computer here. That's kind of how I trade. I trade short, but I only hold stuff that I think I could hold on for a long term if I get caught. And that's how I feel like I get caught, because I've been caught before and it's taken me years to get out of it. So that's the desperation. All right, Greg, I'll talk to you later, man. Yeah, you guys, if you follow me and you watch my videos, you'll see that I answer my comments. Greg and I talk a lot on the comment thing. He sends me his diamonds and his beers. And Greg, just stay safe, man. I know the hurricane's coming. I mean, I don't believe, I have my close buddy lives in Orlando, and I'm like, you guys, this is your first hurricane? And he's like, yeah, exactly. So it's funny how the news just, my goodness, like they trying to scare us out of everything. And it's frustrating, man. You just don't know where you get the truth from. Do you get the truth? I think our news is going to come from like people like us, like streaming and talking and then saying like, oh, is that how you feel? Yeah, that's how I feel. And just kind of being objective and open-minded. And that's why I think I feel like I get my news from Twitter, strangely enough. Let me see. Yeah, so Veronica's saying, been holding AMC and GME since February 21. Yeah. I mean, it's wild. I mean, I know a lot of us probably are like, dude, we should have got out at 70 and bought back at $7 today. I mean, granted, it's not really 7, it's like 11 when you add them both together. But yeah, but who knew? Who knew how this was all going to play out? It's a wild ride. I like I said, I think we're at the bottom. I mean, we're close to the end. just because of all the stuff that's going on. I mean, there was a bank in Australia that just like closed their doors. I don't know how that works. I watch. I follow. I'm smart, and I think part of the reason I'm smart is because I follow smarter people than me. So if I don't really understand something, or my brain doesn't go that deep, if you guys follow AMC Bigums, I mean, now he's a big guy to be like he yells at YouTubers and stuff. And that's cool. It's like I just love how guys yell at YouTubers and they're posting on YouTube. That doesn't really make much sense to me, but do your thing. But on top of that, he's pretty smart and he knows his stuff. And he gets into the banking stuff and he's talking about how we shouldn't be in certain types of banks. And I'm like, all right, like, I don't know, like credit union. If I switch my bank, you know how crazy that would be? And then of course people will say, well, you're gonna lose all your money. And I'm like, am I? Like, I pay my bills. So if we're going to the digital dollar, all my money is digital right now. I'm actually, so I think that US digital dollar thing is scary, but isn't that what they're doing already? I mean, I do everything. I think I'm like at the top of the people that use in my age bracket that use technology. I think anybody over 50, you're pushing it. I know my parents, I tell my parents to do all my banking on my phone and they're like, what? And I was just over at my parents' house trying to teach them how to use a Fire Stick. I was like, guys, I love them, but I'm like, I can't. But I've shown them like 100 times, and I'm like, I can't keep showing you how to do this. My mom wants to watch. I can't remember the name of the show. It's really good. The soccer comedian on Apple TV Plus. I can't remember it, but it's a great show. But she wants to watch it, and I said, Mom, you don't even know how to get the app up on your TV. And she's like, you have to show me. I said, I already did, like 16 times. So Derek, I can't wait to hear what AA has to say. He doesn't look like he knows anything about chess. This is how I feel about him. So selfishly, he created Ape so that he could get in on the squeeze. So he created Ape to get on the squeeze. That's how I view it. Without Ape, he didn't have any shares left. He dropped them. He had to get him to Mudrick Capital, who had bailed him out years ago. It was kind of like a favor. And then Mudrick then turned around and then sold him to Mr. Miami for him to do his nonsense because he probably owed him a favor. I mean, there's a lot of favors going on in the beginning of this, and nobody really knew how extreme it was going to get. So I do think Adam Aron is playing chess, but he's playing chess while he's running a company. Me personally, if I was running this company, I'd like the Ape move, but now I'm ready, as he says, I'm ready to pounce. Like, get these suck. Like, if I was sitting in a boardroom, like, get these guys out of my business. Like, get them out. And it would have been nice. I mean, hindsight being 2020. I mean, he could have sold 400 million shares at $10 when this thing ran to $10. But what I was trying to get to before is maybe he's still going to sell them at $10. There's no rules. The rules don't apply. Like, haven't we figured this out already? Like, rules don't apply. That's that's a scary thing going forward, but it's just like rules don't apply to these guys. So they might say, well, we're not going to give you $10 for your Ape shares. They're $4. Well, I'm not selling them to you for $4. Maybe he says, I'm going to sell them to you for 20. He could sell them to him for 40 if he got some balls and knows how to play some mean chess, and that's kind of how I view it too. So yeah, I question him. I'm with you. I'm fully in question about him. Just to let you guys know, I'm using StreamYard. I don't know. I streamed first time on YouTube, but I couldn't share my screen. Then I had to upload some software, and I'm a business computer teacher by trade, so it's very hard to confuse me. But I hate uploading and then listen, I don't want to pay for it. I just want to see, because I don't know if it works. If it works and it does what I need, we'll pay for it. But like, come on, this is cool. Oh, I have it up on the screen already. But let me see. Derek's asking me questions, and guys, seriously, love the questions because this is what this is for. This is what I'm trying to do. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. It makes me feel better about myself. I don't even check my mailbox anymore. Really old folks check. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I forget my mail. Like I'll go out. I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't got the mail. I like to pay my bills. I don't like to automatically pay my bills because the credit card stuff gets funny. I don't want to be like charged because people, there's always like fraud and stuff. I guess I'm like a paranoid person with that stuff. AMC could have debt free already if dark pools are banned on the stock. Yeah, I agree with you. And that's where I'm like, what the hell? Because with dark pools shouldn't exist unless you're making like, they should have a law, not that it'll be followed, but if a real law, dark pools should be like, it should be like a $15 million buy. And if you can't make a $15 million purchase or a $10 million purchase, no dark pool. Go buy an open market. You drive the price up, go ahead. You wanted it. If you want to get a position, like how do we get a position in AMC? So say we all have 10 grand. How do we get a position? Well, we buy 2,000 worth. We wait a couple, buy another two. And these guys are like, no, we want to buy it, and that's the whole thing. It's like, that's how you establish a position. So I'm sorry, Warren Buffett, if you're only buying $5 million worth of stock, and this isn't Warren Buffett because he's making bigger deals than that, but you understand my example. It's just like set your position slow and yeah, the price will go up because you're buying it. It's called buying pressure. So that's the stuff that fires me up. So dark pools, that I go back and forth about leaving the market. I really do. And I can't leave because I don't know if you guys do this. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I manage my own IRA. I think it's very smart. If you're like me, and I've had like so many jobs where I've maxed out my 401k. So I had all these like funds floating around. And I was like, damn, like if I died, like my family wouldn't know where the heck all this stuff was because I barely knew where it was. So you bring all that stuff together through like a brokerage, whether it's Vanguard. I use them mainly. They're that seem to be the less controversial, even though they're all like in on it. But then you can trade stocks within that, which is kind of cool because if you trade in a cash brokerage, you get dinged if you make money. So if you made $1,000 or 10 grand in the market this year, you're going to pay income tax on it, whatever bracket you're in that year. So if you're in a 30% income bracket, you make 10 grand, you're going to give away $3,000. You do that in the IRA, it sits there and then you can churn it. Now, it doesn't mean you're always going to win, but you can, you're not going to give up $3,000. You can reinvest it. So that's why I would never actually leave the market because I'm not letting anybody manage my stuff. I've got goals for this channel, and it's really like to just say, hey, this is what I do. And what do you guys think? And also to get feedback. People say, what do you do? Or what are you working with? I mean, I would love in the end to, all share ideas because we all don't know everything. And yeah, like everybody else, like I want to bring people on and interview them. I guess so. Yeah. If it makes sense. I think it'd be cool if this thing squeezed, you know what this channel is going to turn into? Tax mafia. Yeah. So come on here. I'm going to try to get as many tax people on the channel to talk to us about what should we do with our money? Should we buy real estate? How much do they tax on depreciation? Where can we put this money? How much are the $12,000 to max out our IRA? And I'll get all those laws and rules lined up. All right. So is that your username? Don't like my comment. That's actually pretty funny. If he sold at 10, that would be a backstab to the apes who have seen their shares. Yeah. So if you just joined, I was saying that's why I think that 425 million I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I think he's. I personally, I think they're already sold. But to answer your question, it would be a backstab to the people that haven't received them. But I think that's what's going on right now. I think he's trying to make everybody whole. Because if you think of the litigation that would be coming down the pike, if this thing ran, there's no way Ape can run until everybody gets their shares. It's like we can't. It's like we can't start the game until everybody has the cleats on. You know what I'm saying? Because if this thing were to run, and this is why it's not running, in my opinion, is because if it went to 80 or 50, 80, 100, I don't know. I don't see it going past $50. It's my opinion. Don't blast me about it. I don't know if the squeeze is going to happen in Ape or in, because I can just see Adam dropping shares. What I could see him doing is the perfect scenario for all of us. He sells it at a high number, $30 or $40. The news comes out that he paid off all his debt and he's got $2 billion. Yeah, we're going to see it April back down a little bit. But everybody still needs those shares to cover. And then it just goes, whew, it flies. And then when that flies, AMC starts flying. So that's the perfect scenario. And that's actually how it should play out. But we're forgetting all the halts and all the nonsense that they're allowed to do. It wouldn't surprise me down the line that let's say they figure out some sexy number that everybody will. Let's say AMC ran to $800. Would not surprise me if they just halted it. They can halt a stock for like 30 days. Now, that's going to be pretty taxing on a lot of people. You're staring at that $800, and it's going to be like you always have. You can sell it. You can't buy it. It's not being traded right now. But if you want to sell it, and they'll just let it sit there. Look at what they did. Now, I'm like, I shouldn't even say it out loud, but XRP, Ripple, they put that in litigation for whatever. I don't even know the background behind it. I just know that. And because it's great technology, and I think it was going to screw up the hedgies, and they were trying to make all their money on Ethereum and Bitcoin. But they now you can't buy it because it wasn't able to be traded, and you see all the nonsense they do. So I've got a lot of theories. I'm like, what if they did this? What if they did that? I'm sure you guys have the same. We can put it in the chat. I love a good scenario. So if you got a good scenario, please put it in. And like I said before, and I do these streams just so I can kind of connect with people. And I think I'm gonna eventually, as my channel grows, put out a good product, just because to my core I'm actually a good person. Go figure. But I like talking to people about stuff that I like to talk about, and obviously it's like the same thing, and I'm a talker. So if I saw you in the grocery store, I'd be like, yo, what's up? Yo, let's talk stocks. Just like my neighbor says to me, he goes, well, I got an email the other day and it said to buy these 5 stocks. I said, yeah, who sent it to you? Market Watch? He's like, yeah, how'd you know? I said, yeah. I said, that's funny. I said, well, just be careful out there. The Market Watch emails that tell you what stocks to buy. Why are you telling me how to make money? You don't care about me. You don't care about me. The people on YouTube care about you more than the Market Watch publications and Mr. Booyah and all those other people, because they got their own agenda. And I think personally, I just like to just learn from people. So click on this, see what that means. People leaving my stream. No. Yeah, but do you have any questions? I love to answer if anybody has anything else to talk about. I'm looking at, let me see where we are with AMC right now. Trading in this window, our high is 745. It's Wednesday. funny thing is, and you guys, if you understand the market just on the basics, it's always good to have like that. Mondays are kind of bad because a lot of people are trying to buy in, especially if you're like a day trader. Tuesdays, you might see like a rip or a dip. And Wednesday is such a like a barcode kind of day. And when you hear people say barcode, it just means it looks like, I think this is what it means. It looks like a UPC symbol, but it just goes straight across. There's little or no movements, 5 cents, 10 cents, whatever, depending on, especially on a stock like this, 5, 10 cents. Like the one, they say 1%. I mean, yeah, when a bigger stock like Chipotle is barcoding, yeah, it's moving $5, $6, $7 because it's trading at. Last time I checked, I think it was trading at like $1,100. So, but if anybody has any comments or questions, I'm gonna try, just for the people that are in the stream. My goal is to definitely do Wednesday, Friday from like 10 to 12 and live stream. And then obviously I'll post my videos every day to kind of get the word out, because I posted a video called Protect Your Investment, and I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing. So while I'm out here talking, I think it's good to just get a perspective. And to be honest with you, it'd probably be like, I think like that's what's cool about streaming other people is, especially like, I feel like Trey, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but like Trey's changed. I was one of his, like, I gotta be honest, I know I was one of his first 1,000 subscribers, and I'm almost positive I was like 600 something. And he was a cool dude, and I just think that he's lost his way, but I think he's become a millionaire in this process. So maybe will change somebody, especially somebody his age. So let me tweet out. Not that I have this whole thing, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, Jerome Powell's talking today. He talks like every 3 days now. It's so crazy. He's talking at 10:15. Oh, so you talk now. I don't know if anybody's watching him. I'm going to see if I can find him on. It's interesting. See if I can get him up here. File, new window. I don't know if he's talking live or not, Jerome Powell. Talking today. Fed live video. I can't find anything. Yeah, but I'd love if you're in the chat, like, please, like, throw something at me. I mean, I've been trying to discuss what's going on with AMC and GME. I mean, I get into GME a little bit. I probably should advertise this stream more, tell people where I'm going to be, so have some more action. But like I said, I'm trying this new software and just trying to figure out this whole streaming world. It's easy for me to upload a video and edit it and do that kind of stuff, but when I'm streaming, I'll talk about GME a little bit. If anybody in here that's in GME. But Ryan Cohen, that's how I got into it, because of Ryan Cohen. I think he's a very smart businessman. To build Chewy the way he did, I think is pretty awesome. Little GME. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I don't have as much GME as I have AMC. Listen, I'll confess this, and I know some people get hot about this. When AMC ran up, I had everything in it. It was kind of nuts. So when it ran up, I was like, I have to diversify. So I diversified in GME. That make any sense? So now I'm pretty much, my whole, like, 90% of my portfolio is AMC and GameStop. But going back to Ryan Cohen, He built Chewy, and he's the only guy that went against Bezos and beat him. So I think he has this vision that GameStop is going to be, at least it would be my vision too, is Amazon needs a competitor. So why not make GameStop like the gaming capital? That's where I bought my microphone. So make it the gaming capital where you can buy all your gaming stuff from GameStop. And Ryan understands e-commerce, and a lot of companies don't. I mean, Walmart doesn't even understand e-commerce, and Walmart's huge. They don't understand it because I know it firsthand, because I have a business, I have a product that I invented, I sell it online, and the best place to sell stuff is on Amazon. I've had partnerships with other sporting goods companies. I've had partnerships with Walmart, and they're a pain in the rear end. Now, they've never let me on the store shelves because I don't have $500,000 to take a risk so I can because they charge you to put stuff on the shelves. So it's just funny how that works. And Amazon's cool. Like, they support their sellers. Yeah, they take a pretty big cut of your company, not your company, when you sell a product. But so what, dude? Like, where else am I going to sell it? Where else am I going to get this many people? And it's funny that people even find my product because it's like on like the 5th page. So it's pretty wild. But GameStop, that's how I view it. And I love the GME, G-America, whatever it's called, the marketplace, because I have kids, and now my son is like out of this stage, but when he was in the Fortnite stage, and then he was buying these digital shirts and digital clothes and him going to birthday parties, and all his friends wanted digital money to buy stuff on Fortnite. How cool would it be, like, even as a parent, as a kid, and probably as a kid, to like say you wanted a stormtrooper outfit for your Fortnite guy, and it cost, I don't know, $8, whatever. Well, they only released 100 of them. So of course that's like a baseball card. Like, I collected baseball cards when I was a kid. So it's limited. It's a rookie card, right? So this stormtrooper thing, there's only 100 of them. So maybe the price goes up. And say my son played with it for 3 weeks. He was a stormtrooper running around shooting guys on Fortnite and building houses and doing their thing, build forts. He could turn around and sell it for $25. There's like a business there. Like, and if you understand anything about NFTs, the basis of it is, it's like, if you invent it, if it's your NFT, any transaction, even if it was sold like 55 times, when it always comes back to you. You own the copyright on it. So any type of sell action, you're making money on that. So, I mean, if you ever looked into Fortnite, those guys make, like, I'm doing rough here, but it's over $10 billion a year. I know it's more than that, but I don't want to say like 50 and be wrong. I don't think it's 50. I think it's like 30. But just selling digital assets. So that's the great word of just saying, like, JPEGs. So that's what I want to do. I would love to sell digital clothes, right? I'm going to sell, that'll be our new thing. We'll sell digital clothes on the metaverse. Yeah, here. Oh, look at this outfit. Isn't it beautiful? Think about it. You make it once. If anybody's done any graphic design, I have a certain graphic design, so I know use like Photoshop and all that funny stuff. If you were to make one shirt, be like, oh, this is the coolest shirt ever, you could sell it like a gazillion times. Just like, and just think, you could just like email it to everybody. Obviously, everybody just downloads it off of the marketplace. I mean, that is wild. The profit there is crazy. So I think that's pretty interesting to sell like digital assets and selling in the marketplace. I'm just like, just get the marketplace going. Like, how long do we have to wait? Like, people are like, oh, you got to be patient. When I hear somebody say we got to be patient one more time, like, I'm going to flip out. So somebody should put that in the comments. I don't want to be like, I can't be patient. I'm patient enough. Like, get this going. Like, start, like, go kick down the door of the SEC, Adam Aaron and Ryan Cullen, and get this done. Get this done. So when I say about getting stuff done, and I know more people have come into the stream, which is awesome. Please put your questions in the comment because I'm running out of things to talk about here, and I need some banter. I can talk to myself for only so long. Now I'm gonna take my water break. But my point with all this is I want action from Adam Aaron. I want action from Ryan Cullen. And that's it. And I do think just based off of when a company files an 8K to sell shares, whether it's shares or preferred equities or whatever, when they file something like that, sale impending, sale coming. So I'm kind of like my gut, and I have nothing other than just a gut feeling that something's coming this week, whether it's maybe it's tomorrow or Friday, some sort of announcement. Yeah, there's stuff circling on Twitter about Highcroft Mine backed gold crypto dividend. Okay, like whatever puts the shorts in the corner, and that's why, like, if you follow Mark Cajotes on Twitter, and I don't really understand Mark in terms of his angle, because in the beginning when I started following him, he came out and said that he bought like 60,000 shares at AMC, and I was like, oh sweet, like he's in. So I followed him on his space calls and stuff on Twitter. But he's kind of gone backwards. He's like, you people are offensive, and then he starts getting in like little fights and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get in fights. Like somebody could tell me to stick it and tell me I'm bald and ugly and all this other crap. I don't care. It's just ridiculous. I think when you put yourself out here, you better, it's coming. So you could say anything to me. I like, that's the whole thing with why Trey's leaving. I mean, please tell me how you guys feel about this. I mean, when he makes these videos and says he's leaving, I'm like, dude, what do you mean you're leaving? Like take a back seat and understand, like, how did you get here? You got here because of AMC. And now you're not talking about it because you're too big for it. Dude, sorry, man. You're going to lose. He's going to lose subscribers like crazy because I don't personally like, I can't watch technical analysis all day. I just can't do it. And it works, but it doesn't work. If it worked, if TA was the only variable and that's what he uses, and he's lost a lot of stuff when he's gone into plays, and I followed him, he's another one. He doesn't talk about where he's lost. And it's like these TA play, and you're just going off of the Bollinger Bands and the Fibonacci curve and the George W and the Head and Shoulders. I don't see how you're just going to keep making money that way. You're just not, because if you did, we'd have a lot of billionaires walking the streets, and we don't have them. So I think you can make money in the market, and I've proven this by using different things. And the first thing is buy something you want to hold forever. And when it has a little bit of a run, trade it, get out of it, and wait. And yeah, you might miss it, but if you have like a 10, 15, 20% run, I'm looking at my phone here, then hold on, I gotta tell my wife that I'm streaming right now. Guys, please put questions in the thing. I love to hear what you guys have to say, or just like how you're feeling right now, because that's one thing right now that I think I could provide. Oh, here we go. All right, Pete, what's up? I own about 40K sterling in AMC. Sterling, what does that mean? I am not leaving, but yesterday, even Seeking Alpha did a piece on Squeeze. Of course, it was shot down by masses, but like everyone feeling tired. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, like selfishly, I think I did this for my own mental health. That's why I'm streaming. I do it for my own mental health because, yeah, I mean, well, we're all just sitting here like waiting, and we're not selling. I mean, I'll die before I sell. I mean, that's the funny thing is like I'm not selling. That's the one thing about like people. You see the thing is like, I've been poor my whole life. I'm not poor, but I'm not selling because I know what this is. I know this is the biggest play ever. It's the biggest play ever. And the thing is, if it doesn't go to 500K, and excuse me while I'm not looking at the camera, let me just tell my wife that she thinks I'm nuts. I'm like a child. I'm like, oh, I'm starting my own YouTube channel. She's like, what? In my 40s, start my own YouTube channel. I'm going to be the next Mr. Beast. Yeah, I'm not selling because, and that's the frustration too. Is like we're right. We are right. We saw what we saw. We are deep effing value. Like we saw what we saw, and the data is right now is crap. So like technical analysis right now, like I think Trey's a good dude. Like I think I would, I think a lot of us would probably like to like hang out with him. He's a little nuts. Like that's funny. And but I can't do the TA because the TA is bull. It's all the data is all messed up. They're not giving the right stuff. They were back then because they didn't think anybody was watching, and they didn't want to get fined, and they were doing what they needed to do. That's why when GameStop was at 143%, and I can't remember like DFV's first name, but he saw and was like, yo, like, that's it, man. That's it. He goes, and he went all in and he won. Dude won. I think he got like $55 million. And he has a gazillion shares right now at $150, which his price point now is probably $25, $26. That's his price point. After seeing what has been exposed, I would never trust tech. Yeah. I mean, that's why people, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure you do. If you ever thought about buying that Ortex, I mean, it's like a $700 subscription for a year. And they even tweet, like, we only have the data that's given to us. All right. Yeah. So, got my money back. I wouldn't buy any type of service that gives you anything. It's like Mr. Booyah's Investor Club. Are you serious, dude? Like I'm gonna do Jim Cramer's Investor Club when I know what he's up to. Yeah, and I'm with you. Like, so Fred says I'm buying. What are you buying? You buying Ape or you buying AMC? You buying both, Fred? But going back to Peter, it's like what I've seen and what I don't trust the data at all. It's stupid. I mean, we're looking at AMC right now, so it's at $7.50, and yeah, I hope people are coming in and they're like, "Oh, is this guy reading the chart?" No, I'm not. I'm talking. I'm not reading a stupid chart. But yeah, I mean, there's the buying pressure is way more than the selling pressure. So what should be happening right now is the price should be increasing. And they're not doing that because they take all our buy orders and throw them in the dark pool. And I don't really understand how that buy pressure is never like released. But it has to be in some respects. If it's not released, even if you were to let a little of it off I think that's the thing too. If they let it go just a little bit, I think everything that's behind it is just going to go and just send that thing like flying. And that's why they halt it all the time. They halted it at nothing. When it goes up like 20 cents, I think they see it in the computers. They see what's behind it. And it's like best analogy is like there's zombies And it's like if you let one crack in that door, right? So the zombies will just come in, and that's the buying pressure because they've suppressed it for so long that if they just crack the door just a little bit, it's going to just blow everything out of the water. And boo hoo hoo, the billionaire lost $1 billion. Like these guys have way too much money. I've had my conspiracies, but look at who's buying teams. And look at the hedgy guys that have bought sports teams, telling me they're legit. I mean, we know about one guy in New York, but even the guy in Carolina, I'm skeptical about. So Spartan says, "I love the stock, love the theaters." Yeah, I don't go to the movies that much. Last movie I went to, I actually went to go see Halloween, so I'm sure I'm actually gonna be going to the movies again. I love the movies, to be honest with you. I don't know why I don't do this more because if I had to go to a movie now with my wife, I'd have to get like a babysitter and stuff. Even though I have teenage kids, but you know how they are. They're annoying. They could watch my daughter, but yeah, I went to go see Halloween. Michael Myers. My wife loves Michael Myers. She loves Michael Myers more than me. But it's and so we're probably gonna go see the next one, even though Peacock's like streams it. I don't have Peacock, but you could watch it without it. But I don't know, the theaters, there's an experience there. I liked best time I ever had, and I'm not really like a big sci-fi guy, even though I love Star Wars. But one of the best times I've had is like just going to see all the Lord of the Rings in the theaters. And I just go by myself because it's like, how do you go out and ask somebody to go to Lord of the Rings with you? You don't know how that's going to be received. Like, you watch that stuff, dude? Yeah, I do. It's fun. So Fred, are you buying both? Yeah. I don't, it's not that I'm not buying. It's, I think I'll buy if it gets just really crazy. I mean, people are like, what do you mean really crazy? It's really crazy now. No, I'm talking like, I think if Ape ever went under $2, I think I would be crazy. And I don't know where Mr. Manhattan gets his information when he's threatening people and calling us all MFers. And he talks about how if it goes under $2, it gets delisted. It's not a stock, so it's not getting delisted. I mean, that's the one thing that I hear him, and I try to pay attention to everybody. So even I know that if you don't like him, he can be frustrating because he's offensive. But he's getting information from somebody. I don't know who, but and listen, he's in the heart of it. I mean, he walks when he goes on his walks and talks, he's in Wall Street. So, and I'm pretty familiar with Manhattan. I live, like I said, I live outside of Philadelphia. I've gone and I've been in New York City, I don't know, 1,000 times for business. It was my territory for a while when I was a sales rep. So he knows the lay of the land, and I'm sure if he's lived there his whole life, he's got some boys that work on Wall Street, and even if they're a secretary or working in the mailroom, they're hearing more about what's going on than we are. So he's getting some stuff. Yeah, if you're in here, please send me questions. Appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, Stock Mafia, subscribe, see my videos. Yeah, if you haven't kind of gotten an idea about my videos, I'm really trying not to put out stuff that's already out there. I'm trying to give a perspective on things. I don't think there's a lot of perspective. There's a lot of like regurgitation. And I try to give like more like opinion based. I classify myself more as like a reporter in that respect, and just try to communicate a message and try to get people to understand, like, you're not alone. We're all feeling bad. But I think I think we're on the right side of history. The people that are walking the streets right now that don't know what's going on and they don't know what's coming. And I'm not trying to be like Mr. Doomsday, but like, isn't Doomsday coming? Isn't it coming? Because I don't know. You guys feel that way? Because where are they getting this hedge funds And the people that are shorting our stock are playing with other people's money. They're playing with their own. They've already sent all that money to the Cayman Islands. Their money is in the Cayman Islands. We should go get it, but that's another story, video, chat, which will probably end up getting you shot if you end up trying to go get that money. But I just feel like doomsday's coming, and I saw it in 2008. So, like I said, I've had many different careers and jobs, like most of you have. And when I was a teacher, I saw the money come out of our pension funds in 2008. And I saw the dip that it took, and I saw how they paid it back. And what they did was they just increased what you had to contribute to. So whatever the benefit stayed the same. We're just going to take more money out of your check to give you that benefit. And then what they did was when the newer teachers came in, they made them even contribute more to pay back people like me who had lost their money from these hedge funds at big banks that gambled our money in the stock market with their mortgages and all that stuff. And that stuff's coming again. My concern is, yeah, Kurt, I'm with you. I mean, it is already here. I mean, how do we not feel it with the gas station and food? I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, we all got to eat, and unfortunately, we all got to drive. I'm waiting to see everybody start riding bikes again. Probably be good for us, for our health. But yeah, it's already here. And that's the frustration. And I'm not going to get political. I'm sure you can probably figure out what side I'm on that. But the government's acting like nothing's going on. And this slow bleed, instead of, I think people just would rather just get it over. You know what I mean? Like, get it over with. Like, what's the anticipation? Like, why this slow bleed? The slow bleed is worse than just tanking. Now, I know why they're not tanking, because this time when they tank the market to pay off whatever they need to pay off, they know that we're not going to be scared. So they're trying another avenue. They've tried to just drive the market down. I mean, they're doing it today. I mean, let me look at so the Dow's up today. Okay. But I mean, trying to drive it down. I mean, it's under 30,000, which I thought was a benchmark, which was kind of nuts. But they, in the past, just using the news to manipulate us. We didn't have social media. And in the past, they just drove it down. They scared everybody out of their positions, and then just turned around and bought all their stuff back. And they're like, okay, all our bad bets have been cleared. Now let's start playing again. And that's kind of, but this time, and you see articles that pop up, and it's just so weird. It's like, what are you guys saying? Like, the market can't crash until retail sells. I mean, there's so many articles that say, Jim Cramer even said it. We got to get rid of these meme investors. Why? Why? Because we invested in a company? Go invest in something else. Why are these two stocks bothering you so much, Jim? Why? Why are they bothering you? That's the funny thing, is like, why are they bothering you so much, Jimmy? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then you start putting your hat on, you're like, well, it does make sense because we own the market. Because that's the funny thing about this whole thing. I truly believe this in my heart of hearts. There's Adam Aaron said, what, a year and a half ago, there was 4 million of us. Give me a break. There's 20 million of us now. And just add the GME people in there. I think most people own both. Even if you own 10,000 shares of AMC, you probably own one share of GameStop. So I think everybody's into both. And we're not leaving. We're not leaving. No one's leaving. So don't think that people are selling because we're not leaving. Because think about how your mind works. It's like, okay, like food's up, but I'm still eating. And unless like something desperate comes out and I have to buy myself like a new lung, like other than that, like I'm rolling, man. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm waiting for the market to turn around, because even if I wasn't in AMC or GME and I just owned, what if you own Snapchat? Have you seen Snapchat? I used to buy and sell Snapchat all day long. This is at like COVID levels right now. Snapchat, COVID levels. I was trading Snapchat, and at these levels, I don't even, and the 52-week low on Snapchat, yeah, 934. Like I think during even COVID, it was down in like the $9-8 range, and then that thing shot up to like $23-24. And then you'll see, look at the high, $79. So what if you bought into Snapchat? You're like, oh, I knew this was going to take off. It's the next Facebook. And it really is. Fundamentally, you look at the company, you're like, this stock, this got to kick some butt. I mean, I don't know if they've diluted. See, because the funny thing is, I've just become so stupid when it comes to the market. And I don't know if you guys are this way. I only know about AMC and GME. I used to trade Snap. I trade Carnival Cruise Lines during the COVID times. Snap, Carnival. What else was other companies that I like? Oh, Neo. Woo, Neo. I'll always love you, Neo. I'll always love you. Even Neo. I was trading. I swing trade Neo. When it ripped to like, I think I sold it at like $60, and it ripped fast. And that was a wild day. And if you've ever had those days, those are the fun days. Those are the fun days. That's when you're like, you got to like ask yourself, am I an addict? Do I have a problem? Because you get pumped up, man. I mean, big wins are crazy. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I've been on the end. I mean, I remember when we went from 5 with AMC, we went to 5, we went to 13. We went into the 20s, and I was pumped up then, and then it just kept going, and it was like, I was pumped up, man. I was pumped up. So there's more people coming in the chat. Please put questions in, because I'm answering them. You don't have to like super chat or anything silly like that. It just good conversation. And please subscribe to my channel. Makes me feel better about myself. Also, yeah, if you're new in here, like I said, I'm just trying to get in front of this stock and try to make people feel better. I guess that's my conscience, and make myself feel better, because I'm using you as much as you might be using me to discuss something that might be hurting us. But we're not selling, boys and girls. We are not selling. And that is going to be the premise of this channel, the focus of this channel, until this thing is done. And it's gonna get done, because we run Wall Street. We are running Wall Street, and there's no buying and selling anymore. Vanguard, Fidelity, TD, all these guys, Schwab, they make money on us buying and selling. And when I say us, I mean reg people. The 99%, that is what we are. I don't think anybody in the 1% is watching my channel. And if you are, good for you. Awesome. You made it. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. But if you're part of the 99%, come on in. It's a party, right? I'm gonna live stream probably. I want to do it from like 10 to 12. That's the commitment I want to make on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I can do it. So if you can mark your calendar, and I'll figure out how to post that on my YouTube channel, just so people understand. And please subscribe, please comment. I'm on my phone all the time, probably like you guys, and I am watching and I am talking. So if anybody has any questions, I love to hear from you, hear what you have to say. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're buying. I'd be all cash right now, like not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But if I was not into AMC GameStop, and I don't see how I never would not be, I would be all cash. I wouldn't be buying anything. I wouldn't be messing with that GTII stuff just because it goes against my rule. I don't know anything about that company and I don't want to own it for a long period of time. So what if I bought GTII at 68 cents or 48 cents, which it was 2 weeks ago? And I don't even know what it is right now because I'm not even, I'll check my phone because I know it's on there. It's like on one of my top ones because I want to see where it's headed. But if I bought that, yeah, it's up another 45% today. Whoa. Yeah. And that's funny. So I just said it's up 45% today. And then it refreshed and it's up 9% today. So you see what I'm talking about? If I would have bought it at 68 cents and say it went to 35 cents, we would have been screwed. I think, because I don't know anything, but in my opinion, I didn't know anything about that company, so I'm not buying it. When I was buying Carnival and Snapchat and Neo, I knew about those companies. I knew about their risks. I knew what was going on. So even when I was buying Neo at $20, and we're going on 2 years ago, I was like, this is a good company. The only risk was the Chinese side, and there's always risks. There's always risks. CEOs are risky. You don't know if they're going to dilute. Snapchat's risky. I mean, I think Snapchat should be worth way more than it is. My kids live on that thing. My teenagers, they live on it. They have like a snap map where they know where all their friends are. And, they know, like, even in the summer, there was like, oh, my friend Jack, my daughter. He's like, my buddy Billy, he's in France right now. I'm like, how the heck do you know that? And who's Billy? All right. So I'm not dad, right? Who's Billy? And he's like, oh, he's in France. And I'm like, look, it's on my snap map. And then if you're from the Northeast, well, if you live where I live, everybody goes to the shore because I live outside of Philadelphia. Everybody always goes to the shore during the summer. And it's not like everybody owns a house and all that stuff, but if they do, they're staying with somebody, or that's kind of like a vacation spot that everybody goes to, and they go to the New Jersey shore, and you look at her snap map, and it has all her friends are over there. So I mean, that's a company that post squeeze I'll be diving into again, and that's what I want this channel to end up being. I mean, right now it's all AMC GME, and to be honest with you, if AMC GME rips and nobody watches my channel again, whatever, dude. I think I probably made my money. So you probably, and most of you are probably like, yeah, man, like, no offense, Stock Mafia, but peace, bro. I sold it, whatever. Sold half my shares at $1,500 and rode the rest to $5,000 and held on for $100K. That personally, I don't believe it's going to go to $100K. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. I don't know. I don't know what I personally, in my mind, I'm like, I do the math and they put out these numbers and say, oh, we have $60 trillion. Well, if you just base everything off 60 trillion and just do the math off of, they have 60 trillion. Just say they only have 60 trillion to give to the AMC play. I mean, you do the math and you think about how many shareholders are out there. You're like, dude, this thing cannot get to 100K. I just don't think it can. But then you're like, well, no, it can. And what I mean by that is they won't let it. I mean, they won't even let this thing get to 30 because they don't have all their ducks in a row. I mean, that's how I view it. That's why they keep halting it, because they're not halting it. They're halting it for different reasons. I have one theory that it's midterm elections. They want to crash the market after they can, after this government can make sure that they get all their people in the right seat, because the Democrats are very threatened right now. They might lose like seats in Congress and Senate. And this isn't political. I think they're all a bunch of pieces of crap. And because look at the insider trading, they're all bought, all of them. So we can yell at Nancy Pelosi because she's the biggest offender of all this. And she's got her own little racket where she got her husband into the financial industry. And now she uses him as the excuse. Like, my husband, I'm like, you give him all the tips. we put a semiconductor bill out, and all of a sudden you're buying NVIDIA, 2 weeks before the bill is signed off, and you're making $22 million like that on options. I don't play options. I do this for a living. I don't play options. You know why? Because options are fixed. It's fixed. It's like a football game. If there's heavy action on, say, the Eagles playing the Giants, and there's heavy action and everybody thinks the Eagles are going to win by 3, well, the line starts changing and the payouts start changing. And that's how options are. They see heavy action on something. They say, oh, there's a 20 million people think AMC is going to be $20 by Friday. Oh, we're going to change that. Throw some synthetics out in the market. Let's get it under, it's traded at 23. Let's get it under 20 so that we don't have to pay out on all those options. It's happening. We see it every day. We used to see it when we didn't question the market as much. How come every time on Friday stocks close at $18.99, $14.99? They're always under that mark, and it's done on purpose. So then when you see our politicians playing options and making a ton of money, it's bull, because they don't do this for a living. The only way you can make that kind of money in options is if you're staring at the screen all day and you got a brain that can like count cards at the casino. And there's not a lot of people out there like that. And even then you're not going to win, because like I said, there's like 1 or 2, 3, 4 guys out there that control the market. Our market makers, Mr. Miami. And if he has heavy action on a number, he's not gonna let that happen. He's just not going to. So that's why I don't play options, because it's a losing game. People say, why don't you play golf? Because I suck, and I don't want to suck. So I'll play golf when somebody gets married. I'll go play. I play sports that I like, that I'm good at. That's why I love baseball. I'm a decent baseball player. Still play this day. I'm not good enough to make money doing it, but I love playing baseball. Well, why do I love it? Because I'm good at it. People don't do stuff they stink at. And these politicians, all our Congress, all our congressmen, senators, state representatives, they all know how to play options. Why aren't they telling us this? They're public servants. Why don't they put out videos on tell us how to make money in the market? Bunch of crap. Yeah, please. There's some people in the chat. Like I said, subscribe. Thank you. And watch my videos. They're not that old, and all relevant to AMC GME. And please put a question in your comment. Like, what are you guys buying these days? Like, how are you feeling? That's really why we're here, right? How are we feeling? Because this is a tough one, man. This is a real tough one. Yeah, so AMC 745. We're just barcoding today, and Ape's always just doing whatever Ape does. I don't know how. Here we go. Oh, thank you, man. Street cred. Sup? Yeah, thank you. So Street Cred, you were bold enough to post a comment. So how you feeling, man? Like, what's going on? How you feeling about the Adam Aaron? I told everybody in the beginning, I had in my gut, and this has nothing. I don't have any insider information. Like, I don't have anybody that works in a boiler room in Manhattan. I just feel like Adam Aaron's going to come out and say something. I just do. I just feel like he's going to come out and say something, because think about this. If he's going to sell Ape, and he's already filed all the paperwork that he's allowed to sell, we'll sell it. You're going to sell it $3.25? God, I hope not. I mean, I hope not. So we need a catalyst, and the only catalyst that comes from him. I mean, it could be anything. It could be, if you're on Twitter, some Pixar tweeted checkmate with nothing behind it. And it's like, what does that mean? Like, I know AMC and AMC and Disney have like made partnerships and stuff. Same day. Someday now, hopefully. Oh, Oh, right. You're talking about Adam Aaron. Yeah, street cred. That's what I'm trying. That's why I'm on YouTube trying to get some street cred. Um, yeah, yeah. He's the only one that can make Ape go up. Whatever that does. I don't really know what drives Ape. AMC drives Ape. I mean, that's the weird part about it. But what usually should drive all stocks is buying pressure, and they're not letting that happen. But if he does what we all think he's doing, that's 425 million shares. There's like shorts and brokerage just standing at the door, like waiting. It's like waiting for a PS5, right? That's what people are waiting in line for these days. Um, they're just waiting to sell. They're just trying to. They're waiting. They're waiting to buy that, and hopefully that buy pressure. He sells it to them, and I hope he doesn't sell it at market price. He's like, listen, I mean, that's the thing too. Like I said before, if I don't have Adam Aaron, I'm going in there with my chest out to the SEC and going, I got you guys. You can keep this charade going all day long, but I got you. And I'm selling these shares at $15. And when I sell these shares at $15, that $15 is going, I mean, is that dark pool trading? I mean, that buy pressure has got to hit the market. And that's when the price will start going up. And those that aren't on the know, as Lou likes to say, the little D's, which is really like, the small, and I shouldn't even say his name because I don't know how to feel about him. He's been wrong so much, and I don't want to be like a prediction guy. He's been wrong so much. And for the first time, he's been right with this GTI thing. Which makes me say, once again, in my gut, if he's pulling some sort of con, and I don't know if he is or not, but that's how you establish like a relationship. Like, look, I made you money. And if he made people money, now they're going to trust him, because I'm just on the end of like, don't say not financial advice and then tell me to sell something. Well, you just gave me financial advice. Or don't tell me to just give me financial. Don't say not financial advice. That he doesn't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't say that. And I don't know how he even is on YouTube with his language, and he's so offensive. And it's like, is this guy like just like a plant that they put in here? Because I would think personally, if I acted the way he did, they'd throw me off of YouTube. And say the things that he says, I would think they'd throw at you. People are like, nah, he's funny. I'm like, dude, he's offensive. Like, they throw people off for littler things than that. People lose their jobs for, making fun of ethnicities and saying the stuff that he says. And, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. That's something I want to know. That's pretty funny. You guys watch Lou at all? Please put in the comments. Just tell me you watch him. I mean, you should watch him, because he does give information and perspective that you're like, all right. He's given. I feel like he gets insider information, so that's why I watch him. This stuff, when I never do what he tells me to do, because you shouldn't. You should just do what you want to do. But that's how I view him. But he's come up. He said stuff about digital coin before I even heard about it. Even though I think the digital coin has existed forever, because if you do online banking, it's like, do we ever actually see our money? I never see my money. Whatever's in my bank account comes out of it for my mortgage, comes out of it for my other bills, comes out of it for my credit card bill, like stuff like that. So that's how I view that. So I feel like digital money's already street cred. I'm not gonna lie, I've changed my stance on Lou. He started out bullish, cool, and funny. Now I just feel like he's a plant, dude. Same thing, man. And it happened quick for me. When he started pushing that GTI, I was like, what are you doing? What the hell is that company? Like, what are you doing? Right? So, and here's the thing too, like, So I'll call people out. Like I'll just call. Like I don't know. Like I'm not gonna. I'll call Miami boy, because that kind of those guys scare the crap out of me. They'll like murder you. Um, but Roche Capital, Meet Kevin, Trey, and even like Lou, the change, and it's all happened really like now. Like it's all happened pretty quick. What changed? Like what happened? What happened? I'll be honest with you, like if I and I'm not saying I'm a dude, like I'm a guy, like I'm like you. But let's just say I blew up, right? And I'm like now Mr. YouTube because everybody left. That's the only reason I become popular is everybody leaves. And I'm not afraid. I, I'm not selling out. You know why I'm not selling out? Because I don't want to go to jail. Like that's like you could go to jail for that stuff. So I'm not going to jail. So I'm gonna be whistleblowing if I get paid off. So there you go. I just cost myself money. So if I ever get, yeah. So street cred, I'm with you. So yeah, yes. So Nick, I'll see you guys are with me. Like I'm not trying to sway you either way. I want to know. Like I do this streaming because I want to know how everybody's feeling. Right? It's hard. You just can't talk to regular folk. You got to talk to the peeps because most people think we're nuts. Like we can't go to like a family picnic and start talking about this. They think we're nuts. They're like, yeah, Nick, we need to put Nick in the institution. But no, I'm with you. Like Lou is acting like a plant, and he's never been right. He's been telling everybody to buy Sundial for a year and a half. All Sundial's ever done has gone down, and now he's been right. And I was like, oh, here we go. Like people made money. Like I'm like this GTII. Now he's gonna be like, I told you, I did this. Um, Dude, yo, street cred. We you and I are the same, man. My I I think my wife, if I talk about this stuff with her, she's gonna punch me in the face. And I'm not in an abusive relationship. But yeah, I can't. I have one buddy. I don't even know if he's watching, but I have a buddy that I used to work with. He lives in Orlando. What's up? He's now telling me about how this hurricane nonsense is. It's not nonsense, but it's like news blows everything out of proportion. I called him. I said, "Dude, is this your first hurricane?" He's like, "Exactly." Um, because they're like telling everybody to stay safe and board up and all, just scaring people. Yes, yeah, and Clove. And I don't even think I watched Lou and Clove because, to be perfectly honest with you, my first exposure to him was what? Like, if you live in New York, see, I live in Philadelphia, like not in Philadelphia, but outside. But I've some a guy like that. He just rubs me. He rubbed me the wrong way initially when I got on his channel because he's calling me. I don't really like being called an MFer when the first time you see me. What's up, mother effer? Yeah, I'm good. I'll pass. Can I go talk to somebody else? But I gave him another chance because I think I was desperate. This is probably like 8 months ago. I was desperate and I wanted to hear other perspective. I needed to talk. And probably how you guys feel. That's why I'm here. Say what I want. Like one guy said to me, he goes, "Why you coming? Why you a little late to the party?" Like, dude, I always been here. You just haven't been talking to me. Um, yeah, so yeah, Blue, I got you, man. Don't forget, like Lou was talking about Clove. Like he was pushing, so he pushed Clove, and I think Clove ran for like a little bit, right? But this is when all the hedgies were like saying buy silver, buy Clove. I think Clove had something to do with like the Clintons. Oh yeah, that's those are people I trust. Yeah. Anybody that goes to Epstein Island, that's who I want. That's who I want in my corner. What stocks are you buying? Right. I'm good. Um, yeah, the Clove thing. And then Yeah, and I'm with you too. Like his personality, yeah, and he's it's funny, like it's like Lou's story is kind of funny, but so if you put two and two together, it is kind of funny. Is it's like he was like this. He tells a story like he was this little kid who like didn't have any money, had holes in his pants, and he was sitting on the corner and it sounds very mobster like, and that's how I picture. So and the guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, little kid, I need you to run some errands for me." And he takes him under his wing and takes him in the back room of a bar. And when we get back there, there's a whole bunch of big computers because we're talking 1982 or something. And he's like, "I want you to run some numbers down to Wall Street on your bike. I'll buy you a bike." And he tells this story about how, like, almost like he was taught the way. And it's like, I'm like, and I'm watching, I'm listening. I'm like, I like this story. I'm like, this is good. I like this. This is fun. Like, this is going to make a great movie script. I don't know if it's true, but this is going to make a great movie script. And and then that's who taught on the market. And today, I don't know if you guys watched him today. He started yelling at everybody because, of course, he's made money in the market because I'm sure he did buy into this GTI because it's the first thing he's gotten right. And he does make money on YouTube, even though I'm sure he'd make more if he'd stop being offensive. Because if I had a company and even my company that I have now, if I was going to put YouTube ads on and they put it on Lou's channel, I'd be like, yeah, what the heck, dude? This guy's like, scare my customers away. But it's like, so he was taught the way by some, like, it sounds like it just, to me, I just pictured like this like mobster looking guy. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you how to do the stock market, and I'm gonna teach you the way." And then he teaches him. But the guy, like, supposedly was in jail like 3 years ago, and now he's telling everybody, "You don't know me. You don't have my money." Like, I would never do that. Like, if I made millions and millions of dollars, right, on this play, I would never say to you, you don't know what I do. You don't know, because you're just being a jerk. Like, and people are watching you, and you tell people you're a good person, all that stuff. Well, stop talking to people like they're pieces of crap. That's how I see it. Yeah, that's it. You know what's funny, Blue? Is my buddy was telling me the same thing. See, I don't watch the Common Sense Investor, and so maybe this makes me a bad person. I'm like, I don't know, just like I don't know. I mean, I can't watch everybody. I'm on my phone, and I didn't really get anything out of him. But yeah, but they were saying that my buddy watches them, and he said, dude, he came up with like, and I'm like, good for him. And to be honest with you, I watched that video when Common Sense Investor did do the GTI, and GTI is pretty interesting. I mean, if I would known what I know now, I mean, it's easy to say, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda bought it. But they did do like a crypto dividend to clear the shorts. And that's why this thing is running. That's all I know. I mean, you could tell me different. I don't know. I have no idea. Anybody in this chat right now bought GTI? Just curious. I mean, if I would have bought it, I would have sold it at if I would have made a quarter, I probably would have bought like 1,000 shares. And if it went up like a 50 cents or a quarter, I would have got rid of it because it would scare the crap out of me because there's way too much talk about it, way too much action. That's the one thing too. Like, there's a couple things that I use, and I'm actually going to start writing them down because eventually I'm going to make a video. It might even be tonight, but is like when you're trading, like, you got to know the environment. Like, what's the environment right now? The environment now is just scary. Like, go to cash. Two, you got to know the company. I'm writing these down. And like, that's the thing too. Like, I didn't know the company, so I didn't know anything about them, and I didn't want to get stuck with them. Yeah, Alan, I'm with you. Like, yeah, no GTI. See, you guys are smart, and I appreciate that. I'm sure you look at it and you're like, I mean, in 2 days, I looked at it yesterday, and I was like, oh, geez, this thing's like actually like ripping, right? Like, and went up like 50, 60 cents at one point. And I was like, oh, I'd get out of that quick. And then boom, even today, ripped again. I think it has. Oh, no kidding. So if you guys see what Blue Line said, he says as a PO box, they're finding out that the GTI it's probably a shell company. That's the rumor, right? Yeah. I mean, all right. So here's like that's the thing. Like, how if we find that out, like, how can any of us actually watch this guy anymore? I mean, you have to. All right, let's put it this way: you got to watch him because he's an insider and he's giving you insider information that we could never get anywhere else. So you have to watch him. Because he says stuff that I'm like, huh? Cryptocurrency? What? And then it comes true, and you're like, oh, geez, here it comes. But the end goal, yeah, Alan, they're right. Sounds legit. It's a P.O. box. You can mail stuff there. If you can get mail there, it's real. Send the I forget what, I don't even know what point I was making. I think it was actually going to be funny. So you guys missed out. It's Alan's fault. He sent me that P.O. box comment. Attempted to open a small position on. Yeah, I mean the GTI thing. I mean that's the thing. Like in a regular market, like even it doesn't have to be bullish or bearish when you're trading. But this market's just too scary right now to do any type of like. If you bumped in, I swing trade. That's pretty much all. That's what I do. I mean, yeah, I'm a long investor. You know, I'm a long investor when I get stuck in a swing trade. So if I'm buying Under Armour at $8 and it goes down to $7 and it never gets past $8, I might be holding it for a year or two. So that's how I do it. Anthony, I eventually, I guess, will get into that. We were talking about things that scare you. XRP scares me right now with the push on that. I think what it is awesome. I think the technology is awesome. But because people can't buy it right now, and I should keep saying this, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't even know if this has to do with anything I'm going to say. I think the reason that because people can't buy it right now, that scares me. And I'm almost like they're trying, and especially with like talk, and Lou talks about it, and a lot of guys, there's a lot of internet chatter about XRP. And I'm like, well, most of us can't even buy it. And I'm nervous that they're creating like a demand for it, and they're just going to keep it up. It was up 42 cents, and it keeps going up and up and up. And then it's going to get to like $2. And then all of a sudden Robinhood's going to say, oh, we sell it. Yeah, of course you do. Right. Of course, Robinhood will be the first one to start selling it to the masses. And they'll try to get people to pour in the Robinhood. And man, if I'm right on this, and I would, if it was like a $50 bet, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Robinhood is going to be the first like mainstream crypto exchange to start selling XRP to us stooges, because I just feel like they're trying to create like a demand for it, and that's their way of just driving the price up. And yeah, Alan, I'm with you, man. I think we're all paranoid of everything. I trust nothing. I trust nothing. Anything anybody says, I'm like, shut up. It's not real. Everything's fake. Because we sit here and make up these like conspiracies about AMC and GME, and then it comes true. And you're like, what? I was just saying that to be funny. And it comes true. And then it's like, and that's moralizing. Let me see. Santa, be careful, guys, because in a few days, oh man. So, am I saying that right, Senna? I love this one. This is awesome. This is the fun stuff. So be careful. And I'm just reading this. I'm trying to understand. Be careful, guys, because in a few days, GME is going to explode. Please, when? You know? Do you know? Tell me. And to God Kwan. I don't know who that is or what that means. But AMC will squeeze, but it will be halted. GME Chapter 2 Infinity. Dude, please, like, can you please, like, further tell me, like, why GME is going to explode? Because I own it. I know I keep yapping about AMC. I'm in GME. I got a pretty significant position in GME. So I'm not all AMC. I mean, I have more AMC than I do GME. And I can't tell you which one's bigger, which one's not. I could care less. We're all friends here. I'm just here to make some money, some goddamn money, man. Like, just I'm ready. I want my money. Like, that's what I want. Right? You see my passion that I bring to YouTube. I mean, I if you want me to punch a hole in the wall to show you how much I freaking am frustrated by all this, yeah, I would do that. But then I'd have to fix it and pay for it, and it costs me money. So I'm gonna say Senna, is that how you pronounce it? Can you please tell me why GME is gonna explode? I just want to know. Blue Line, most YouTubers have been compromised. They made a ton of money off YouTube. My belief is some have been bought, no proof, but I have a hard time believing people's convictions have changed. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, even with Trey, like I said, I was one of his first subscribers because I was a school teacher and I was teaching online. And if you saw my setup, it's like NASA down here, man. I got 2 computers, monitors, got TV. So I could literally be like working on this computer. We're talking to you guys, trading on this one, and watching YouTube on my other TV. So yeah, my setup is what it is because I'm a computer teacher. That's what I did. And when I was teaching during the COVID times, I watched Trey. Sorry. Like, all right, guys, here's your work. And then I would send them, and then I would put them on mute and watch him. While I was like grading papers and stuff. He was like good background noise. But he's had a pretty hard life. He doesn't talk about it now, but I mean, come on. Like, I don't know how much money he's making, but he's still making his mom work at Olive Garden, and he's streaming from his kitchen because his kitchen's like right there. Cause he had his camera like this way. If you guys remember, he had his camera over here. For a while, he had like some black screen, and you could like see his like oven. I'm not making fun of him. I mean, dude, he's like 24 years old or something like that. I lived with my parents when I was 24. So, I got out of college, and I'll be the first to admit, you can make fun of me all you want. You call me a big baby. No, I didn't have a lot of money. I just got out of college. I had my, you always get your stupid job. I was selling copiers. Wow, that's a dream job. So glad I went to college to get that job. And I was young. And yes, now so you remember, right? So you're like, dude, like, you got like I honestly don't know what YouTube pays. I know, obviously, like the big boys that have like gazillion subscribers and get 12 million views, like the Dude Perfect guys. Yeah, they make money. They're building multi-million-dollar mansions, but I don't know what Trey makes a year. But I'm like, you got to make enough to, like, when you rent your apartment, you should have said, all right, Mom, this is your room. This is our kitchen. This is my bedroom. And maybe I'll put my studio in my bedroom, or this is my bedroom. And then let's get a third room for one that pays the bills. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, I have my own room, have my own office that I stream from. And, I probably would have streamed a lot later, but I moved. And I was like, I can't start that now. So, but whatever happened to Senna? You come in here, get me all excited, tell me GME is squeezing, and then you don't tell me why. And I don't know. Let me go back up in that chat. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I'm going to say it's a guy because it's got like a car as the avatar. Yeah, AMC. Well, see, and said, I mean, didn't say anything bad about AMC. I always get like, I don't understand that whole AMC GME fight stuff. That's so that's so dumb. Because even if it's like a hedge fund created thing, like what's the end goal? Like I got you like with the psychological ops and trying to get people to buy different plays and distract them. But like saying like one hates the other, be like, yeah, I hate you. I'm not buying a stock that I think's going to go up because I hate you. Stop it. I was like, I'm buying both. I'm going to play this game. I want friends from everywhere. Al and I have both Ape AMC. Okay, you have HYMC. Yeah, I didn't buy HYMC. It's not that I don't want Highcroft to do well. Obviously, I do because I just felt like AMC it owns 22% of Highcroft, so I just felt like I was in it already. So, I've gone back and forth. I don't even know what it's trading at today. I'll type it up. I don't use Webull. So you know, I don't because they do payment for order flow, and I know the big brokerages do it too, but they specifically do it, and that's something that will keep me out of the market or keep me from being. Yes, man, you said 63 cents. Now it's down 62.5. I just bought it. How could you do this to me? I'm gonna die. Yeah, I just I think it's cool. I don't know why anybody else didn't buy it before. Why wasn't Elon Musk buying that? They like I trust Adam Aaron. He says they found gold. And they didn't find gold because of Adam Aaron. He runs movie theaters and owns a basketball team. I don't know if you guys know that. He owns a percentage. Excuse me. He owns a percentage of the Philadelphia 76ers. He was the CEO of the 76ers. I'm a big Philadelphia sports fan, so those are my teams. So it's kind of ironic. And he actually is from this area, from me anyway. He lives outside of Philadelphia. He's actually from Abington, which is in my vicinity. Yeah, remember that's it. Yeah, so Alan, we're talking about Trey and his. Yeah, you could see his kitchen. Like I said, I thought maybe he would like have enough money to get like a good place. It looks like Matt Kors. I don't watch Matt Kors. I don't know. You guys watch him? I got to be honest, and this is no offense. Like if anybody is like younger, like I was a school teacher, a high school teacher, and my high school kids taught me more about stuff like that. The younger generation, and I don't consider myself old. I'm in the middle, right, middle aged. But guys are smart, man. Smart as whips. As smart as whips. People teach me all. That's why I love being in high school. They kept me kind of like cool, kept me on top of my game. But I'm sorry, I am not taking advice from a kid 2 years out of college. And I know it's not financial advice, but it's perspective, it's opinions, it's reporting. And that's what I would consider myself. Anybody on YouTube is a financial reporter. They're not like an advisor. They're not selling you funds, but that's how I view it. It's pretty wild, but I don't watch Matt at all. Anybody in this chat watch Matt Kors? I'm very curious. He's got a ton of subscribers. Yeah, Street Guy, you have no GME. Hope it runs. Get some. I mean, if you don't have any money, but like, why wouldn't you play that? Honestly, like I just think it's kind of, I guess it's like kind of owning Highcroft. When one runs, they all run. I mean, if Highcroft ran to $10, you would think that would make AMC go up $10. You would think. Oh, Alan, you're saying that Trey made a decent amount of money. I would think, dude, he's got like 367,000 subscribers. It's got to do something right. See, So I'll be honest with you. Like when I sat back and I was like, I really think like, I'm a good communicator. Like I can talk and I'll get better at it. And I'll actually be funnier than I actually am because I don't think I'm my funny self yet. I'm trying to not curse that much because I feel like my mom's watching. My parents are still alive. I feel like my mom's watching. She can yell at me. Um, and my in-laws. I don't want to. I want to be able to like for people to like let's just say that I'm do this and it carries on. I'm a year deep. It'd be nice to like let your teenager watch me because to be honest with you, when Lou's on, I gotta leave the room. Like I can't watch it. I got little kids and I can't watch them because all he's calling me is MFer and telling me to sniff D's and all this stuff, and I can't watch them with the kids in the room. So, that's kind of how I view it. So that's why I go that route. I know he's entertaining, and I think part of the reason he's entertaining is because he is so offensive. And you're like, can you say that? How are you still on YouTube? That's what I say a lot of times. Highcroft, in my opinion, is a steal at this price. Yes. Gold and silver, perfect hedge. Yeah, Blue, I'm with you, man. I agree with you. And like I said, I own Highcroft. I'm with you. I just don't, it's in my AMC. It's in my AMC. And I don't know if you've paid attention to the rumor that kind of floating around Twitter that we're going to get some sort of gold-backed dividend because of the stuff that they're finding in Highcroft. Okay. Send it. GME. All right, the Blue. I'm just trying to get everybody's comments. I like Matt. Sometimes he comes across slightly arrogant, though. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. God. I feel like. I mean, I want to be real and like say what I want to say, but I'm like, I don't want to like rip on somebody because it's not like his fault. I don't like his voice. Is that bad? Like I don't know. I can't listen to him. I don't like his voice. And I'm not ripping on him because I'll take your subscribers, your 600,000 subscribers or whatever you have. But like I said before, it wouldn't matter. If I liked his voice, he looked just like me and did exactly what I did. When I just have a hard time, and that's kind of like this is my what my niche is on YouTube is somebody who has experience trading and more life experience. Like I have more life experience than they would ever have because I'm 20 years older than they are. So you want to know my resume? Want to know my awesome resume? I don't know. I've had 7 or 8 jobs. I've had 3 different types of careers where I was a teacher and a sales rep and a business owner and a day trader. I've been divorced. I got 3 kids. I got 2 baby mamas. Street cred. I got 2 baby mamas. I got 2 baby mamas. But like I want to take advice from somebody like me who's been and here's another thing, and I told this, I felt like I told this story in one of my videos, is I've lost my ass in this market, like bad, because I took financial advice from a financial advisor, and I got into a stock that I didn't know much about, but he said it was going up, and it was a trust me, bro, high five, pass the drinks, and it went from $20 to 13 to 3 to 98 cents. Now, the good news about that is over the course of, well, actually, the good news about it was I didn't put all my money in that stock. I had another large percentage of my money in, guess what company? Amazon. And I had bought it at like $550 a share. And it ripped to like $1,500, which helped me have some money to trade and helped me hedge my bet with the other company. It was called Stonemore, which is like a funeral company. You would think death and taxes. How could you go wrong investing in a funeral company? People are always dying. Well, you go wrong with this company. And it went down. And I averaged down. I got my average down to like $2. And one day it ripped to like $4, and being dumb or whatever, like I think it went, maybe it ripped to like 3, whatever. I sold it. Well, no, I sold what I owned on the night, like when I averaged down. So I still owned a large portion of the stock at like a $20 mark, but I didn't sell that. I sold the stuff that I owned at 98 cents. So when it went to $1.60 or $1.80, I sold it and I got more money. And so, and slowly when I was making money in the market, and you guys, this is the greatest part about trading, is your losses can carry over. So let's say this thing blows up on our face and we never make any money on our stock. If you have losses of say $100,000 or $10,000, whatever it is, that can carry over. So you're not paying taxes on that $10,000 loss. It can carry over. That's the greatest part. Like that's something that the 1% have created for us that we get to take advantage of. So let's say even like something nutty, like you went down $100,000 and you lose $100,000, and you're like, that's my loss for the year. Like I made no money in the market, and it takes you 2 years to make that money back. Until you get to that 100,000, until you make $101,000 or 100,001 penny, you don't have to pay taxes on that money. You get that money back. You got to keep track of it. Obviously, you got to keep your records, but that's like tax stuff. A lot of the brokerages already have it in there for you that you can pay attention to, but that's a good thing. So when you lose, you don't really lose if you're still in the market. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Matt and Trey started changing to as clowns after they started going on Payne's show. Yeah, you think that's what changed them? I don't know. I want to get on Charles Payne's show. I want to go on there. I won't change. I promise. I promise. I'm not. But that's the thing too. Like, think about this. Like, I don't know how old you guys are in this chat. If you put your ages, that'd be cool. Or just put a range. Just say 40s, 30s, 45s. If I was that young, like if I was 23, and we all know that Trey made $1 million in the market. He posted it. Yeah, like we all know that he made $1 million. So you imagine $23 getting $1 million. Trey did something that, and I don't know if you guys remember this, and I think Street Cred said that he watched. I know we all watch Trey. Let's be honest, we all watch him. He's got so many subscribers, and he's not a bad dude. I think he's had a hard life before now, but he's not a bad dude. At least that's my perception of him. Oh, Anthony, you got 3 baby mamas? What the hell's wrong with you, dude? I only got 2, so like I can judge you. Other people that only have 1, they can judge me, but I can judge you. What's wrong with you, Anthony? Come on, man, get it straight. Jesus. Street Cred got no kids. See, Street Cred, you like 25, 26. Oh, Street's 35. I see. I thought you were younger. You look younger. You look good for your age. You look good. Yeah, Alan, I'm with you. Like Trey told this story when I first started watching him. He told me stories about how he lived in his car and worked at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm like, oh shoot, like that's wild, man. Then see, this is where I get like, if you have ever gotten in trouble, and I've not, because I've been fortunate to have jobs and always have health insurance, but if you ever got hurt and something happened when you didn't have health insurance, and I've played that game, I'll be the first to admit it, and I've done it even in the past 10 years where I didn't have health insurance for like 2 years. And stupid, because I'm out there like playing basketball and playing baseball on the weekends, and I could snap my ankle, and what am I going to do? And I'll probably put that damn thing together with duct tape and freaking popsicle sticks before I go to the hospital and get a $45,000 bill for a broken ankle. But that's another story. Yeah. Yes, Alan, dude. Alan, I'm with you, man. Like, so we're talking about Trey. He's had a hard life, and he started talking about how he has a gambling addiction. I'm like, dude, if you have a gambling addiction, like, this isn't for you. Like the stock market, you're like, oh, I'm a recovered gambling addict. I used to bet on football games. And I decided to spin it into the stock market. It's the same damn thing. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, how did I get into the stock market? Well, and this is a good story. I'm trying to answer everybody's things. So I don't want to get into some stupid story before I answer. Blue's got 4 kids. Blue, you only got one baby mama? Because you got one baby mama, you can judge me. But yeah, if you have how I got into trading, and I don't know how you guys got into it, but what I learned is like I started looking around. I was like, man, I have some friends that make a ton of money and they're financial advisors. You know, they all have their series 6, 7, 25s. One baby mama. Here you go, Blue. Stay strong, brother. Stay strong. You can do it. So I buddies are making this money, and I'm like, you know, because I've had like 17 different careers, I'm like, hey, why not get another one? Let's get a different job. Let's turn my life upside down and add that stress. So I invested some money with him because, you know, here he is driving a Mercedes around and making me feel insecure. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give him money. So I put money in a mutual fund, and he's like, you know, this is what financial advisors say. Oh, I can't make you 8%. Whew, I might be able to get you 5. If I get you 5%, are you happy with that? Like selling me a damn car. Are you happy with your payment? And so I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, let's make money because I don't know how to do this. So 5% is better than nothing because I'm not making any money on this money, and I can't put it in a bank account because I'll get 0.23%, like the value of Shiba coin. And goes back to and Tech, I'm going to talk to you in a second because when I see that stuff, that's tough to deal with. But my long story short, I saw the mutual fund because I saw the insides of what was happening, and he was buying stocks that I would buy myself. And then it was also this mutual fund that he sold me because he wasn't doing it. They don't manage these mutual funds. They're salesmen. Was buying like Puerto Rican gold and like, I don't know, like Joanne Fabrics, like retail stores. Like, and I don't believe in retail. Even though I'm a GameStop holder, I buy everything online. Like I barely go to stores. And I was like, but he also my fund was also buying Apple and Microsoft and, you know, and I look into companies like AMD. It was buying like stuff that I would have probably bought. But this other crap that was in there wasn't making any money. And I started thinking to myself, and I learned later, like they get paid to buy this stuff. And this is where, and we know this now, hedge funds, that's where they hide their crap, is in our mutual funds and our ETFs that we buy, in our pension funds. And then they sell you this line, oh, you can only make 6% in the market, or you can only make 3% in the market. And that's the line they'll sell when this thing goes crash. They'll say, well, it was a bad market. I mean, you can't expect to actually make any money. You're lucky you're only down 8%. Well, no, but if you would have invested and not shorted companies to death and got out when we could have got out, I would have made money. And that's how I got into it. I was like, dude, I'll just make my own Darren mutual fund. I'll buy 5 stocks, follow them heavy, and do that. And that's what I did. And that's what I think everybody should do. Should manage your own money. It's your money. You're giving money to, and to be honest with you, most financial advisors are just sales reps. They're just selling you mutual funds. None of them can actually do what we can do now. None of them can do what we do. They can't read a line. They don't do technical analysis. They just wear suits, and they try to tell you that they can get you 4% in the market and that you should be happy with it. And to be honest with you, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but, and it's not like I'm a millionaire, so it doesn't really matter. But I can make 30% in this market in my sleep. In my sleep, not in this market, not this crap. This is crap. This is like, let's just go on vacation for 6 months. I can't afford to. All my money's in these 2 dumb stocks, but Yeah, so that's my story. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I don't know how you feel about financial advisors, but you know, one thing I'd love to do with this channel at post squeeze is just do a lot of simulations in terms of like just create our own ETF and say, hey, let's fundamentally look at stocks. Like, let's pick 5 stocks. Let's go Neo, Snapchat, forget, like, even like, I don't know, Netflix seems to be on a downturn, but even, I don't know, Neo, Snapchat, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Boom, there's our ETF. There's Stock Mafia ETF. Dude, once this market turns around, I bet you make 15% just off the top of my head. Easy. Easy. And you make more because if you trade it on the peaks, you can make more money. So tech we love. I'm in my 30s, bipolar. Finally got in the stock market, single, trying to trade to get a baby mama. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if you're bipolar 1 or 2, but it's just just take your meds, brother. You know, my best friend. He I'm not trying to get. I don't want to get all sad. That's stupid. But yeah, just he had to deal with it for a long time, and just take care of yourself. I mean, and all of us have to take care of ourselves. It's our mental. Like, I went to the gym this morning, and I didn't go to the gym on Monday because I was like pissed, and I was like, it was the stupidest thing I could ever done because I can't think straight. So, yeah. So Street Cred has no kids. He can judge blue. It's like a line here. It's like we all can judge each other, but we can't. Like, I'm in the middle, so I should have wrote it down. Who has 4 kids, 3? So yeah, we can all judge each other. So just let you guys know, if you're still here, I'm going to try to go 10 to 12. I'm still trying to figure out all this YouTube nonsense. Not nonsense, actually pretty cool, but I'm going to like schedule it so then you see it. So when you look at my videos, I guess I've seen this on other people's channels. It says, hi, I'm blah, 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 and I'm going to live stream from 10 to 12 on Friday. And that's my goal. But I'm trying to, like, this StreamYard, I thought it was free, and then I just get this thing that says your trial's almost ending. And I'm like, I don't want to pay for anything. Not that I'm not trying to be cheap. I just don't want to pay for something and get locked into something and then find out there's something better out there. So I'm just going to keep like finding stuff. I'll do 730-day trials. Yeah. Tech we love. Yeah, mostly negative. I try not to bring people down, but good. Yeah. I tell you what, I hope you're not getting into this market to trade right now. I hope you've been in it. I don't even know the purpose of the ETF. In my opinion, I try to keep things really simple. It's like a mutual fund, and all it is just a group of stocks. It's a group of stocks. And when you hear them say, like, I'm going to hide stuff in an ETF, it's a perfect example of my fund that I owned, 8 years ago. Some financial advisor sells you a fund and they'll call it Northwest Peak Fund from whatever Vanguard. You can buy funds from Vanguard. And it's just a group of stocks. But the thing is, there's a lot of crap in there. And I mean crap, meaning like stuff you wouldn't buy. And I'm very suspect, and I think I'm right, is when these funds are created, they sell you this narrative that you can only make 7-8% in the market. And that's how they hide their bad losses. So when they go heavy on, I don't know, let's use Hycroft, for example. We don't know where it's headed. Or no, we'd use GTI. That's even better because we're finding out that might even be like a shell company. They make a big bet on GTI and they use your mutual fund money to make that bet. And if that bet loses, they'll swap their losses in between all these ETFs, because in your ETF, what's really holding your ETF together is you own Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. You hold really, and then you have risk companies, and they move that stuff around, and then they say to you, "Hey, you made 5%," and you're like, "Thanks." And they're like, when we took 2%, we take 2% every year if we win or lose. Oh, thanks. That's why you drive a Mercedes and I'm driving a Ford. I got you. I drive a Ford Explorer. I love it. I love that car. Post squeeze, what's my new car going to be? Same one I got. Whoa. Anthony, you got 6 kids? What the? How many? Wait, Anthony, but you got 3 baby mamas? Yeah. Anthony, come on, dude. Wrap it up. That's the stuff you won't get in my videos. Yeah, I'm professional in my videos. Yeah, I don't so Tech, I'm with you. Like I've never been in the market. I don't trade on margin. I feel like margin, and you learn from your mistakes. Margin is like options to me. It's just I don't need anybody putting a time frame. That's why I say, like, understand the environment. Like if you're my 2 rules are, I want to know what the environment is. Like this environment right now is so bearish and bull crap, not bullish, bull crap. And you know what I really want to say is it's nothing. I wouldn't touch this market right now for anything. I wouldn't chase GTI. I wouldn't chase a Bed Bath squeeze. Like I wouldn't chase anything right now. I would just like wait, because if you're already in AMC, GameStop, your risk tolerance is already at like 1,000%, at 100%. Let's use that, but it's already at peak. So, and the margin stuff, like same thing. Like, because I just feel like even with options and margin put a time on it. So that's like, I keep using Under Armour as an example because it's an easy thing to say. Everybody knows what Under Armour is. They sell clothes. And especially if you're a dude, like, they sell clothes or sports, whatever. And it's a $10 stock. It's $8 today. Is it? Somewhere like that. Perfect example. Like if I buy it at $8 and it goes to 7, I'll hold it for a year. I'm not on margin because I used my own cash and I can hold it. And I'm telling you, if you bought Under Armour today at $8, I personally look at it, and this is not financial advice. I'm like, it's gonna go up. I just think it's gonna go up. And I'll hold it because I believe in the company. Because I want to believe in the company first. I mean, fundamentals don't really mean much in this market with the corruption, but they still do. They still do. You don't short a company with good fundamentals. Apple's not getting heavily shorted because they got like $60 billion in cash on the sidelines. So, that's that. But guys, make sure you subscribe if you're rolling in here. I appreciate it. And I do answer comments when people send me comments. Better to lose 500 to 1,000 than what happened to me. Yeah, and Tech, like I told you before, it happens to all of us. We all lose. It's just a question of like, what can you afford to lose? And little wins. I started off trading, or I just did little wins because it gets crazy. So I would make like $300 on a trade. And I'm like, oh, nice. And I'm like, and this is while I'm working. I'm not like quitting my job over this. I'm not employed by anybody right now because I do this full time, but now I'm kind of like, like how long am I going to have to wait out this crazy market? I didn't think I was like retired, but this is wild. But I think I in my gut, I just feel like we're in the end. We're in the fourth quarter. And just talking to you guys for the past 2 hours, it helped me. I hope it helped you. Under Armour's a company I want to invest in. I wear the shirts. Yeah, dude. I love Tech. I love Under Armour. I don't wear. I have these other like t-shirts that are really soft. And I don't want to wear anything that's like branded. I made a video by mistake with an Under Armour shirt on. I just don't want to wear branded material or stuff that on YouTube. I don't know. I think it just kind of takes away from the aesthetics of the video. All right, let's see where our boys are at here. See, I'm not even, and it's funny if if we were in like if this was like, God, even a year ago, I would be watching the line and talking about not drawing lines and talking about Fibonacci curves and all that nonsense. Not that it works. I'll be on. I'll be straight. Like it works. That's how I try to create a position. I look at like where the bottom is before I buy in. But after that, I'm not drawing a whole bunch of freaking lines and saying in 3 weeks it's going to go here because news changes that constantly. I mean, God, when Trump was president, anytime he said China, the market started going nuts. So, everything. And now it's Jerome Powell. Anything he does, the market goes and mostly down. So you understand what I'm saying? Like the environment can change price action. And there's no technical analysis that can change that. I mean, you don't know how somebody's going to, and the hedge funds do it too, because the big boys, they drop 1,000 shares, sell orders, or not 1,000, 1,000,000 sell orders on the market. It's going to drive the price action down. And that's why this dark pool stuff has to go away. Is as the payment for order flow is crap because they know the price is going to buy and they get them, they make money off of that. And then the dark pool stuff where they just, I think that's the biggest offender. And because they just hold the buy orders and they're like, oh, we won't let the price go up. And same way, this hold the sell orders. Maybe somebody has a big sell and they're heavy and they make sure they get out of their position before they let the sell orders go down. I mean, how is that in a market? So yeah, Tex, so you say you keep yourself humble. Yeah, I mean, I just think little wins, and if you do little wins, it turns out to be a big one. And I watch the line for AMC so much I get PTSD when I pull up. Alan, that's funny. The choice but to buy and use these new apes to cover their naked shares. Yeah. So Anthony, you and I are on the same page, and I think a lot of us are. Is that personally? I think news is coming. I don't know when. I feel like it's this week. That would be awesome. I'm just being optimistic when I say it's this week. I think when you file that 8K paperwork, I think something's coming down the pike. You don't just release that and then just let us all sit here and stare at the line. I believe no choice but to buy. Yeah, and the brokerages, like I said before, they have to make those international shareholders whole. So if they make them whole, then there's nothing stopping us from, I don't know, making some crazy announcement. Oh, Disney partnership. I don't think Disney's buying AMC, but if you watch some of the guys and even follow some people on Twitter, they're like passionate about that. I'm like, yeah, they could do that. I think AMC is in a better position to just become a movie theater monopoly. If they get enough money from this ape, they turn around and they buy all the hot locations of Regal Cinema and Cineworld. Because think about that. I mean, people always say they don't make a lot of money on their movies. Well, when they're a monopoly, they're sure they should. Because if you want your movie to play at a movie theater, you're going to have to pay AMC. So I had said this in one of my videos about Adam Aaron. I think it might have been Adam Aaron's playbook, it might have been his playbook. Is if Top Gun is coming out with a new one, like say Maverick 2, and they only pay a nickel, or AMC only gets a nickel for every time Maverick played because that's just how it's negotiated. Well, if they're the only movie theater chain in America and they're the biggest or in the world, you go to Hollywood and say, nah, you're giving me a quarter, right? Or you're giving me 50 cents for every ticket I sell. What are they going to say? No, I'm going to stream. Go ahead, go stream. Do your thing. But they could really control price and become a monopoly, and that would be, and because it seems like monopolies are legal these days. Look at all our tech giants. Look at Amazon. They're not a monopoly. Yeah, you're right. But Anthony was saying, and I agree with him, and I'm going to get to everybody's now. I'm going to start because I'm like really rambling on side stuff. Um, brokerages have to buy these apes to give them to the international shareholders. They have to fix that first before anything happens, because if they don't fix that, then there's just like lawsuits and just craziness, and they got to fix that first. So hopefully this has already been pre-negotiated. Hopefully Adam Aaron has some side deal where he sold these for like $15 a piece, and maybe that's why the price has been going down, because he diluted ape. But once news breaks, hopefully everybody is made whole, and then I don't know, maybe some news if that doesn't drive prices up, something else could, because that's Adam Aaron's goal. He wants ape to be worth more money because he wants two things, and we're the last of it. Actually, we're three things, and we're the third. So he wants to pay off all his debt, and then he wants cash to make acquisitions. And then three, he sure would like to make us happy. You see that? And if he does all three of those, he's going to be filthy rich. Filthy rich. And you think that doesn't mean anything. Well, it means something, because let's be honest, if all of us had $10 million, we'd want 20. And if we had 20, we'd want 60. And if we had $1 billion, we'd want $5 billion so we could buy ourselves that NFL football team. I mean, it's just human nature. Squeeze on. Yeah, Tech, I'm with you, man. That's a good play, and that's kind of how I roll. And Tech just brought up, he said Nvidia, AMD, Intel are all monopolies. Yeah, but they're good investments too. Yeah, I mean I love Nvidia. I never got into it because the share price was always so high. So I did trade AMD. Lisa Su is a pretty cool CEO. So they're pretty innovative, and that's kind of the stuff I understand. I get into like the tech stuff, and like I just have to understand it. And so I will never touch like pharmaceutical stuff. I will never do any fundamental analysis on, and that's kind of what this channel would be. We look at companies, research them, do some ETF simulation kind of stuff. But like, all these pharma companies, cancer research, I have no idea what the heck. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I just know stuff that I can touch, I can feel, I know about semiconductors. I know the importance of chips. So Nvidia, AMD, boom, post squeeze. Here I come, baby. Here I come. Don't like Apple as a company, but I'm glad they broke off the relationship with those three, making their own parts. Yeah, I mean, that was just for Apple. I mean, that was just profit for them. That M1 chip that they use, it seems to work out well. Everything's working right here, guys, on this end. I buy all Apple stuff, and I'm not like I'm with you. Like all these, once these guys get so big, I mean, their stuff. The one thing is when a founder of a company either steps down, passes away, like Jobs really cared about Apple, so he's gonna go, and he was always somebody who wanted like better products over profit, because he felt like if I had better products, I'd make more profit. And he's right in the long run, but how many people are long run anymore? These CEOs come in there and they're like, I mean, I even have like, these a lot of companies, they just come in, they lay people off, they get everything low just so these CEOs can get a bonus. And that's not good long run for the company, but they don't care. They didn't start the company, and they're just going to go leave and go somewhere else. So that's the problem with that part. I mean, I am educated in business. I have my master's degree and all that fun stuff. And that's what I taught. So I would talk to kids about high school kids. We would do companies and profile and stuff like that. So that is kind of like my niche. I'm going to touch cola, Pepsi after the squeeze. I think tech stocks are kind of like crypto. I'll disagree with you there, but I see your perspective. Crypto is like tech stock, because you look at like companies like Loopring. I don't know if anybody looked at Loop Ring when the GameStop thing. So they're like associated with GameStop doing something behind the NFT marketplace. Loop Ring was pretty interesting, but they're software and they're a crypto coin. Crypto is just the stock market. Well, I mean, we all could start a company together and do this. We can make a stock mafia coin and be like, well, what do you guys do? Well, we do auto detailing. Well, how's that a coin? How's it not? It's a stock. We're only here to raise money. That's what coins are. The coins are just a stock. They don't have to be anything specific. Bitcoin's the only thing that is just like, you don't have to mine it. Like your coin doesn't have to be mined to be a crypto. It could just be a coin. Just sell it. Sell it like a stock. Yeah. AMD 790 is a pretty decent. Yeah, see now is that is that for like gaming? Because I don't game. I mean, I used to, but I only game on like consoles. Like I keep telling my son I'm getting him a PS5. How's that going? Right? I told him during like COVID. He's like, Dad, I'm like, dude, I'm trying. And I really was. Like during COVID, I was trying to get a PS5, but I wasn't paying no $1,500 for some $400 console. So I'm going past my time limit, but you guys are still with me, so I'll hang out for a little longer. But I appreciate everybody being here. And like I said, I'm gonna do 10 to 12. Let me put that in there. Not that you can't hear me, but I'll move my microphone away from me for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna commit to that. Just do the live stream and see how I can build the channel. Like if you like the channel, if you like my videos, I do put a lot of thought into it. I try to just do stuff that's different. I mean, it's all kind of the same. I mean, we're still talking about the market and how much more can you talk about two stocks, but I like to give like perspectives on things. So, and honestly, like if you live stream with me, I'm like, oh God, like you're probably going to just see the same crap that talking about in the videos, but it's just the way the game is played. Yeah, I'm Eastern. Sorry. Yeah, Eastern. I'm on the East Coast. I think it's funny how like people in the East, they think like that's the only time zone. Have you noticed that? Because everything is basically based off of that. Like, why is that? So maybe it's like the arrogance of people. That's probably people like hate like people from Philadelphia and New York and Boston. Be like, oh, you guys in your Eastern time zone, you think everything's on your time. Yeah, it is. Because that's all I know. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. I'm gonna peace out. If you guys have anything else to talk about, I appreciate you being with me, and I will see you on Friday. And we good, unless anybody has any other questions. But yeah, 10 to 12, I think that's a good time. If you guys think differently, let me know. Maybe I come different. But that gives me time to, to come on here, make my videos, follow the market. And then I will listen, that's my commitment. But like, dude, if something happens, I'm in. Like I'm coming in, man. When this thing rips, I'll make you that promise. When it rips, or if we start seeing like even if AMC started getting into like the 30s again, the good old days. Thanks, Street Cred. I'll see you later, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, if this thing going into the 30s again, it was good hanging out with all you guys. And girls. There's girls here because it's hard to tell when we all have our funny names. When this thing rips, I'll be jumping on. But until then, guys, have a good day. Stay strong. Stay positive. We're on our way. Like I said, I think this is the end. So we'll see what the end means. When I say the end, hopefully in the next, like, God, please, like before Thanksgiving, please. Most stock market crashes happen in October. So it's all right. It's been a good time. All right, guys, I'll see you later.